Tomas wants to propose to Kat, which I hope she says no to. Say no to the robot. Say no to the android in front of you who has no personality, who slept with your half-sister. What is up, fellow Beyond the Gates fans? Here to talk about today's Thursday episode of the show. You know, we're coming off of 2.5 really good weeks of the show, in my opinion. Today, however, felt like the first filler episode in quite a while. I don't know if there was any true storyline movement today, or at least not any that most of us care about. Let's discuss what went down in today's episode, though. We had Vernon and Anita at the hospital for Anita's scans for cancer. Vernon started the episode on the phone with Smitty, talking about Martin's concussion, how Martin's kind of still being stubborn about all of that. It's crazy that Martin still has effects of the concussion when Andre was at the gym, after being on crutches. I don't know how the healing times go on this show. The doctor was running late but arrived and had good news for Anita that the scans were clear, so Anita's progress beating cancer continues to go very well, which I'm thankful for. Tomas wound up at the hospital to check up on Kat again, but really wanting to speak to Ted. Tomas going on and on about how Kat is amazing, and so he wants to have a serious discussion with Ted. Obviously, we know from yesterday's episode that Tomas wants to propose to Kat, which I hope she says no to. Say no to the robot. Say no to the android in front of you who has no personality, who slept with your half-sister in the heat of you and your sister not getting along at all. And it's a subject that has never really been dealt with between Kat and Tomas. But here's Tomas wanting to propose. Tomas did tell Ted this, that he wants to ask for Kat's hand in marriage. Ted is surprised, saying they haven't been together long. Tomas says it's been over a year. Ted is wondering if approaching Ted outside of Kat's hospital room is the move. I like that Ted was throwing a lot of shade at Tomas here. But Tomas was saying he is in love with Kat and she is all he ever wanted in a woman. Ted trying to get Tomas to see that he is possibly reacting to something, and maybe he just wants to propose to Kat now because Tomas is terrified of losing Kat after this whole ordeal with the liver transplant. Ted also wants to make sure that Tomas has clarity now, and threw shit again, asking if there will be any more detours to Eva. Ted says he can't look past his own transgressions, which he can't, because Ted did fuck up with Leslie, or Dana, whatever he wants to call her, in the past. So Ted not exactly the best person to confront Tomas about this, but Ted at least just wants to make sure that Tomas is actually committed to Kat. And more people need to call him out on the Eva incident, because Kat held a grudge against Eva the whole time, as she should have, but sweeping it under the rug immediately with Tomas never made any sense. Never liked the Kat and Tomas relationship in the first place, but that just made things even worse. And now here's Tomas wanting to propose. I don't know what we're supposed to get out of the Tomas character. I just really don't, because it's not like he is using Kat completely to climb his way up at Bill's firm. That seemed to always play a small part in the relationship, but they never made a big deal out of it. And I'm sure they don't make a big deal out of it, because it's not like we're going to get these major acting performances, so it's all just very frustrating, I should say. Ted told Tomas that if this is what Kat wants, he won't stand in her way. And then later in the episode, Tomas ran into Anita, Vernon, and Naomi to say he's throwing this huge welcome home party for Kat. And Anita wants it to be at her house. So maybe this is where Tomas will propose. I just really, really hope Kat says no. Chelsea was in Kat's room today. Kat still doing much better. They did talk about Leslie turning a thank you into a hostage situation yesterday. Kat saying she doesn't care if Leslie is thankful because she did it for Ted in the first place. Maybe she and Eva will stop hating each other for other reasons. So that's what Chelsea said. But Kat is saying that even though Eva has a part of her now, Eva will never be her real sister, so Kat's still on harping on that, which they're never going to be insta sisters that get along, and I don't think they necessarily should be. It is something that could progress in the future or regress in the future, such as soap operas. They did end up discussing Tomas, Kat saying he has been the perfect post-op boyfriend. Chelsea asked if they have been really good, and Kat says they have. Kat saying that both Tomas and Madison are green flags. Chelsea saying that Kat had her really freaked out and she is so damn important to her and she wants what is best for Kat. This ordeal was good for the Chelsea and Kat relationship. They've always been close on the show. They are cousins, but they are more like sisters here. Kat did get some bad news towards the end of the episode, though, that she can't go out of the country because of her current state, so she won't get to go with Chelsea. That also means that Kat won't get to go to Puerto Rico with Tomas and meet his family, something she has yet to be able to do and was hoping to do this time. Maybe that is a sign of problems between the Tomas and Kat relationship. Let's move Kat on to bigger and better things than Tomas. Hayley and Bill were out today. She's confronting Bill that he hasn't been himself since the tornado. If only Hayley and Andre could compare notes, maybe they would see how strange both Dani and Bill are acting, but I don't see them comparing notes anytime soon. Bill again was remembering the elevator, and he says that, forgive me for not getting out over it on your timeline, Hayley. Hayley said that they weren't even out where the chandelier was falling. Bill was alone, and she was with an abbot. She asked why he isn't shaking it. It's like he's haunted. They ended up bickering like they usually do. I don't really feel like their conversation went anywhere. I feel like it's been way too many months between Hayley and Bill where there's no real progress in the storyline. It was definitely visible today now that the good storytelling with Kat and Eva is over. They ended up bickering about the fact that Hayley said that she's glad Andre is okay because if he wasn't, Dani would have played widow card and tried to get in Bill's arms. But their bickering turned to flirting, and Bill told her a fantasy he wants to do, so she got ready to do that when Bill left. Randy ended up coming over, seeing Hayley drinking. She's drinking because Bill wants to have sex, and she'd rather kill him. Hayley is sick of Randy's slow and smart, let's murder Bill in the slow and smart way. I'm over that too. I would like for them to get on with it. Dani was with Naomi today. They're both pleased that Kat made it through the scare. Dani did have a comment that she would have retrieved Eva's liver herself had something happened to Kat. Dani and Naomi talked about Bill because Naomi was definitely pressing Dani today because of Bill saying Dani's name the other day when Naomi was walking in. She is questioning if the chapter is really closed between Dani and Bill. Naomi questioned if they have fantasized about each other. Dani said that Nicole does the fantasizing. Naomi freaked out thinking that Dani was saying that Nicole fantasizes about Bill. And Naomi was joking if it was some sort of fixer fantasies between Nicole and Bill. That did crack me up. They've been giving Naomi funny lines these past couple times she's been on. Let's keep doing that, because otherwise Naomi is very boring. Dani admitted that no, Nicole has fantasies about Ted, but she broke sister code, so don't tell Nicole that she said that. Naomi said that she walked in on Bill. That had Dani freaking out, saying, thinking she walked in on, I guess, Bill choking the chicken. Naomi said no, she walked in on Bill saying Dani's name. Dani had a bunch of excuses. Naomi got called away to see fucking Ashley. Yeah, Ashley was on today. I'm not going to talk about it much. We had a Grayson and Ashley scene at the beginning, a Grayson and Ashley scene at the end. A frantic Ashley called Naomi. So, of course, Naomi went running to see the true love of her life, Ashley. Ashley was wondering if Derek would hate her for moving on with the guy responsible for his death. I don't know if Derek would judge Ashley over that, but I think I do. I do judge Ashley regarding moving on with Grayson. A lot of it's because I don't want to see that, but Naomi's advice was to follow her heart. Every time I think that this show can't make Ashley an even worse character, they do. We are getting to a point where Ashley is worse than ever for me. Watching Ashley does nothing for me. I don't think Ashley and Grayson make good television. In fact, I think it's quite the opposite. Their whole storyline is now them just instantly getting back together after Grayson lied to her about big old things. Meanwhile, Derek was lying about something positive, and it was the worst thing in the world. Terrible writing. Ashley's still a shitty character, and I'm not recapping Ashley and Grayson scenes today or any day going forward. Dani went to go see Bill upset with what Naomi told her, and she told Bill she's so upset she could kill Bill with her bare hands. Dani is saying she really values her marriage to Andre even if Bill doesn't value his. She thinks that Bill is being sloppy and gross and almost slipped up to Naomi. Naomi told her about Bill saying that, and Bill saying he covered well, but Dani saying that she won't let Bill blow up her life again. Bill started to push Dani's buttons like he does, saying that if he blows up her marriage, he's doing her a favor. Bill says if Dani loved Andre, why did she maul him in the elevator? Which is true, because Dani sucks. Dani was about to hit Bill, but Hayley walked in. Hayley asked what the hell was going on. Dani said nothing. Dani was making some remarks to Hayley about her coat, because Dani said nothing like, what's under your coat, Hayley? I guess these are the same fantasies that Bill had or played out with Dani in his office. Dani told Hayley that nothing tops the original, which to me is just Dani, playing mind games with Bill too here. Like, this is Dani in her own stupid, pathetic way, still flirting with Bill, saying, yeah, I'm still better than Hayley. What was in the elevator is what you want. That's what I got from Dani here. And I left this episode not only wanting Hayley to move with this progress to kill Bill, but, let's start poisoning Dani too. Let's just have Hayley try and take them both out. Not that I want either one of them to die, but they both kind of deserve Hayley in their lives, in my opinion. So that was today's episode. Not the biggest. Hopefully we do get a good Friday tomorrow. They've been better with cliffhangers lately. I would love to see another one of those tomorrow.